All right, next question up is about squat shoes. It's basically which squat shoes do I recommend? This lifter currently uses Olympic lifting shoes, and he's considering buying a few new ones. Yeah, he has some ideas as far as weightlifting shoes to buy. He says, I know that you have a unique opinion on squat shoes, and rumor has it that you actually had the heel of your weightlifting shoes removed for squats. I don't know if that's true or if it's just a rumor. I don't know if my opinion's all that unique. I mean, maybe currently, in the current climate of IPF powerlifting, most everybody is in favor of heeled, using weightlifting shoes to squat. It didn't used to be that way. It used to be that people primarily squatted in flat shoes. So that's how I came up. I came up squatting in flat shoes, and so that's what I wear. I've tried heeled shoes, and it's not been a benefit to my mechanic. Now, the way that I recommend that you choose your squat shoes, at least in terms of heeled or not, I recommend that you try both, and if you don't want to spend the money on both, which is totally understandable, for flat, you can just do a set of squats barefoot. And for heels, I know that you personally have weightlifting shoes, but if someone is interested in trying this and doesn't have weightlifting shoes, you just put something like a 5-pound plate under each heel, and that can kind of simulate a heeled weightlifting shoe. You should squat about 70% of your 1RM, video both styles from the side, and see which one has a better mechanic. The one that leads to you having better squat mechanics is the kind of shoe that you should invest in. Now, as far as specific shoes, in terms of heeled weightlifting shoes, I don't really have a whole lot of recommendation, and I don't think that in terms of powerlifting that there's a whole lot of difference either. I think the differences are really overblown, and it's mostly what's comfortable to you and mostly what you get used to. In terms of a flat shoe, if you want to use a shoe for both squatting and deadlifting, then your flat shoe needs to be both stable for squats and thin for deadlifts. So that's kind of where my shoes came from. I took a weightlifting shoe, flattened it, and now it's flat and thin and stable, so I can use it for squats and deadlifts. For the, if you're just looking for one or the other, then your options open up quite a bit. But there's generally not as much choice when it comes to completely flat shoes either. One thing that I will warn you against, and if you're choosing a flat shoe, anything that squishes, anything that's got, if it's not a specifically designed flat lifting shoe, then it probably it'll either have a very thin sole or it's going to squish too much. Two that come to mind are like the Safes shoes. Those are mostly flat, but they're thicker. However, they're designed for powerlifting, so they don't squish. Most others are not in that class. As you mentioned, I currently use a pair of weightlifting shoes. In the past, I've used wrestling shoes, and I've done that for squats as well. I mean, it turns out that you need vertical stability in the squat, but it's not. The lateral forces in the squat are typically not that high. So, a low top shoe or a shoe that's not laced up real tight, it's not providing a lot of ankle support. Well, I don't think your ankles need a whole lot of support in powerlifting. And a lot of people, what they need is ankle mobility. So, anyway, so there's some thoughts for you in terms of selecting a good shoe for powerlifting. I hope that helps.